Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin. It's that time of the week again. We're back for another review. And today we're actually going to be doing an underrated movie review, 1998's Armageddon, directed by Michael Bay. Now, Michael Bay is synonymous for movies that critics do not like. In fact, most critics shit on his movies. You know, there are critics that like the Bad Boys movies. And, there are people, critics who don't hate his movies, but for the most part, a lot of critics shit on his movies. And I think it's just asinine and stupid. It really is. Like, to his credit, he comes out right and says he doesn't make movies for critics. He makes movies for basically for teenage boys. They want to see shit blow up, and they want to see really pretty girls. This movie in particular, Armageddon, I think is a little different. I think it is more adult-oriented. It is more, designed for adults, basically my age, to enjoy. When I was 13 when this movie came out, but I could see this movie being targeted towards mid to late 20s, early 30s, It's just that kind of movie. It's fun. It's an amazing cast. You've got Ben Affleck, Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Michael Clarke Duncan, Will Patton, Steve Buscemi. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are numerous fantastic actors and actresses in this movie. It's a fun, entertaining movie. For those of you who haven't seen it, which I'm sure there are few and far between, because it's one of the most played movies out there, I think. It starts off over the top. A meteor shower destroys the International Space Station, and NASA basically finds out that there's a Texas-sized meteor that in less than 3 weeks is going to destroy the planet. It's over the top to begin with. You can't take it seriously. So why critics would is beyond me. It's an entertaining ride. NASA's best idea that they can come up with is to take two rockets, land on the asteroid, drill a hole, and set off a nuclear warhead and split it in half. That's their best plan. And they have less than 3 weeks to do it. NASA doesn't have guys who are deep core drillers. But Bruce Willis, whose plans they stole to create the very drill they're going to use, he can help. He's going to lead this crew, but he can't do it. He needs his crew of uneducated, untrained roughnecks to save the world. Only two of the characters, Will Patton and Steve Buscemi, have any qualifications. Steve Buscemi being a genius, basically, and Will Patton having served in the Air Force. None of the other crew, Michael Clarke Duncan, love him. That guy would never be an astronaut. But it's just the fun cohesion, and they're not taking it seriously. And Michael Bay movies shouldn't be taking themselves seriously. And any critic who does, quite frankly, Pearl Harbor is the exception because it's based on a true event. This is not based on a true event. This is a fucking action movie. But it's got a little bit of drama. It's got a little bit of suspense. It's got a little bit of everything that you could want in a 2-hour movie. And some of the things that critics say about it just baffle me. And that's what I like to do with this segment of the channel is I take a couple of reviews from critics. I don't say their names out of, respect for their opinion. It's their opinion. They're entitled to it. I just think it's a preposterous and asinine opinion. That's my opinion. I take them, I write them down, and I share them with you. The first one, a real movie about courage in space, is Apollo 13, in which fear and sacrifice have meaning. This jingoistic, overblown spectacle is about whistling in the dark. The fact that this critic compared a real-life situation like Apollo 13, which was made into a movie. And it's an amazing movie. It's a fantastic movie. But to compare Apollo 13, a real-life event about real people saving 3 Americans from dying, it took a collaborative effort with a over-the-top fictional story, is asinine and stupid to compare Apollo 13 to Armageddon. They're 2 totally different movies. One's based on a real event, and this one's a fucking action movie. Sorry, I get worked up because what these critics say, but that's the whole point, because it's fun. The second one is rent the right stuff and watch a real movie by real artists about real heroes. Real artists. So, Ben Affleck, who had won an Oscar. Bruce Willis, who had been in numerous fantastic movies, had been nominated for an Oscar. Billy Bob Thornton, who would go on to have Oscar-worthy performances. Michael Clark Duncan, same thing. These aren't real artists? Fuck you. To his credit, Michael Bay is an artist. This is his style of art. It might be over the top. It might be cheesy. It might be out there. But it's just entertainment. That's what he's doing. He's trying to entertain people for 2 hours. So to accuse the movie of being jingoistic, which is patriotic, and yes, it is, but still, the second half of the movie, the whole subplot is a Russian basically saves the mission. So what the hell were you watching? It's just, critics like that infuriate me. They're giving no credit where credit is due. Am I saying it's a great movie? No. It's not even a good movie. But it has its moments, it has its qualities, and it is so rewatchable. It is so entertaining. And yes, it still gets me emotional from time to time. Say what you want, but the ending with Bruce Willis, it gets me every time. Because of all those qualities, it's a 6.8. It's almost there. It's almost a good movie. But it's not a bad movie. It's certainly better than 38% of critics liking it. So, Armageddon, 1998, 6.8 is my review. And that's all I got to say about it. If you like this video, please consider hitting that like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time.